Hey everyone, Bob Lutz, Paul Sullentrop, deep in the bowels of Quicken Loans Arena where only LeBron James is allowed. Shockers tonight, strange game. Start very slowly, look like they might get run out of the building, come back, get to within 3 at halftime, take a 1-point lead in the second half, and then the roof caved in. Notre Dame wins at 81-70 behind 75% shooting in the second half. That doesn't happen against the Shockers.
No, and if you watch the ACC Tournament Championship game, Notre Dame did something similar like this to North Carolina where they were just lights out for about 8 minutes, and they did that to Wichita State most of the second half. It was really impressive.
I'm not sure the Shockers knew what hit them. This is unlike anything they've seen. Greg Marshall admitted as much after the game.
Yeah, there just aren't many teams in the country that can put those kind of skilled players out there. You know, they weren't just shooters. They could drive it. They could pass it. They are really an offensive machine.
You know, you look at the Shockers' 5 starters as we have all year long, you think there's no better 5 starters around. Notre Dame has 5 better starters, at least tonight.
Yeah, especially on the offensive end, they were just very good. Yeah, 75% shooting in the second half just says it all.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the Shockers. Fred VanVleet was, again, a warrior tonight, played so well. Darius Carter, coming home, I thought played an excellent game. But really after that, nobody stepped up.
Yeah, I was glad to see Darius Carter play well like that. I think that's kind of the production we expected out of him, and foul trouble so often derailed him, but he was really good tonight. I thought the stage was maybe a little bit too big for some of the Shockers coming off the bench. You know, Evan Wessel, we probably didn't expect him to go 4 for 6 from three-point range, and Notre Dame was happy to see he wasn't much of an offensive factor at all.
Shocker fans now, now that the season is over, have to concern themselves with some off-the-court issues. Ron Baker, does he stay or go? Greg Marshall even talked about a decision forthcoming with Fred VanVleet about that. And, of course, the Alabama rumors. Not a fun time to be a Shocker fan after a loss in the NCAA tournament and all these questions.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I guess the way you would handle that is you only get these kind of questions when you have a year when you're 30-5 and go to the Sweet 16 because you've got that kind of coach and you've got that kind of players. So we'll see. I would really expect Fred VanVleet to be back. That would surprise me. Ron Baker, I think it's much more up in the air whether he's played his last game as a Shocker or not.
I'll try my best to soothe some of those feelings. I think Ron Baker does return. I think Fred VanVleet does return, and I think Greg Marshall will return. They got a heck of a team next year. They lose Carter. They lose to Cale Cotton. But everybody else back. Connor Frankamp joins this team in December. They love their recruiting class. This is a top 15 team in the preseason at least next year, don't you think?
Yeah.
If all that happens.
Oh yeah, without question. And you may have hit upon the reason why Greg Marshall may be back. Is he's been very consistent. He doesn't want to go somewhere where he has to rebuild, and this team is in great shape for next season.
Well, we enjoy being out covering the NCAA tournament. We've done it now with the Shockers for 4 years in a row. A 5th looks like a real possibility next year. Paul and I will check back as the off-season progresses. Thanks for watching our videos. Thanks to Tony Adami for filming these videos, and Travis Hyang and Jamie Green and all the production work that goes into these things. We appreciate it. We'll see you next season.